Hi, morning. It is April 23rd. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. It's so late. I'm like 2 hours late. Okay, I got my book, Forever Fit by Maxime Sigouin. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I love it. I'm not even done with the first chapter because I started to fall asleep last night when I was reading it. Oops, forgot to put makeup on. But I really like it. My favorite thing so far is he's having us journal, and I love that. So I have my journal here. I thought I would share with you what I write in my journal. So this one, I have a lot of them, but this one is my new I don't know, I guess health journey one. I have a tab where I keep track of my weight and BMI. Two things about that. Dr. Greger has suggests weighing yourself in the morning and in the evening, and I haven't ever done the evening weigh-in because obviously it's going to be a lot heavier, but I did. I said, you know what, I want to do things this time around, losing the 20 pounds. I want to, I don't know, I want to implement some new things. I need to retrain my brain and fix my mindset. So I figured it wouldn't hurt to start a few new things. So anyways, I keep track of my morning and my evening weigh-in. And then every now and then, if it changes, I write down my BMI. And the other thing about the weight is, back when I first lost the weight, you know, you say your self-worth and self-love is not attached to the scale, but I don't know if I truly believed it, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to say things and say things and say things, and then your brain starts to believe it. So I think my brain is finally starting to believe it. The scale truly is just a tool, just one of the tools you use to help gauge where you are in your health journey. Now, this time around, I'm able to look at the scale and have it see that it hasn't budged from, let's see, I'm at 161. It's bounced from 160 to 162 to 161. That's where I've been this week. And last time I was losing weight, if it didn't budge and it stayed or it gained, I would not have a great day. I wouldn't, you know, maybe on the outside I seemed fine, but on the inside I kind of was like, oh, you didn't do that well. I don't know if you can do this. You're not that great. You know, what are you doing wrong? It's just all this blame and, but that's exhausting. That, you know what? It's just exhausting to live on the emotional roller coaster of, what did I do wrong? How could I have done it different? Why is it always my fault? Ugh, it's too much. So this time I look at it, I'm like, okay, 160, awesome. Okay, 161, great. So first of all, there's natural fluctuations. And like, if you don't, okay, I'm a too much information person. And those of you that know me really well are going to laugh. But I'm like, you know, if I don't poop in 2 days, I gain weight. I mean, because obviously it's all inside of me. But if I go to the bathroom, then suddenly the scale drops 2 pounds. I'm like, whoa, I really had to go. I've always struggled with constipation. That's a whole nother issue. But anyways, so, okay, all of that to say, this time around, I really, truly, I think I'm fixing or healing my relationship with the scale, which is really nice to see that, hey, my rigid brain can change, and I can reframe how I think of things. So anyways, yeah, so, you know, the scale is just a tool. It's just a guide. Just helps you realize, or helps you physically see in front of you in numbers where you are on your health journey. So speaking of health journey, one of the things I really like about his book is just in the beginning. Okay, first of all, the first sentence in his opening chapter, in chapter 1, hold on, I'm trying to find it. So in chapter 1, his very first sentence is, everything you want in life is on the other side of hard work. And I read the first sentence and I was like, whoa. Everything I want in life is on the other side of hard work. And I like that because I'm the kind of person where if you tell me that it's hard and not many people can do it and all of that, I'm gonna try really hard to be the one person that could actually do it. So I guess I take it as a challenge. So to me, hearing that everything I want is just on the other side of hard work, I'm like, dude, okay, great, I can do that. So I don't know, that really struck a chord. One thing that Ian used to say was, and I mean, I know it's a saying, but he would say, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And I'm pretty sure we were talking about losing weight and eating healthy. And he'd be like, yeah, if it was easy, everyone could do it. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. If it was easy, everyone would do it and no one would have a weight problem and no one would eat junk and all of that. So anyways, right off the bat, I really liked that. And then as I got into it a little bit more, there were a couple things. He was talking about understanding your health, fitness, and longevity, dreams, and goals. And that kind of stopped me as well because he goes into it a little bit later, but when he said, you know, one of the keys to success is understanding exactly what your health, fitness, and longevity goals are, I was like, oh, wait, I have an abstract idea of what they are, but I don't know. I probably have, but it's been a long time since I've actually written them down. So again, he said, stop, do a little bit of journaling, really take time to think about, because if you don't have a clear goal in mind, you're going to have trouble reaching it because you're going to be fumbling around and trying to figure out exactly what you want. And I think the reason why this is clicking with me so much is that is what I struggled with at the museum, is there wasn't necessarily always for me, myself, I didn't have a clear end goal for certain things. So that's why it felt very ambiguous. So again, my experiences there, I think it's really resonating with me. So I stopped reading and I decided to write down my health goals, my fitness goals, and my longevity goals. And honestly, the fitness and longevity are new. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit of them because the purpose of this is also documenting where I am in life. So for health, I thought of health as a few different things. Oh, wait. Okay, no, never mind. So for health, eating light, not eating ultra processed foods, having lower calorie days, just naturally eating light, eating fresh whole foods. That is when I feel my most mentally and emotionally stable. That's when I feel the best. So think of your future self, your how do I say it, and how did he say it, your ultimate, this is when I feel the best, this is my ultimate self, when I feel mentally stable, emotionally stable, physically fit, I feel good and healthy. Think of that. What does that look like? That's your goal. So for me, because I've had the experience of weighing 140 and being, you know, this size clothing, I know that that is my bar for feeling my ultimate best, because that is when I felt light, emotionally light. Mentally, I felt stable. I didn't have as many emotionally moody roller coastery days. I felt more stable. Physically in my body, again, I felt lighter, more flexible. I didn't feel as like heavy and weighed down. So my health goal, I know the number. I know the 140 on the scale I want to see, and I know the size clothing I want to be in, simply because that is when I felt most comfortable in my own skin. My clothes were not tight, and that is when I had, I guess, just more stability all around. Okay, and then also, as far as body composition goes, he talks a little bit about that, because this is your body recomposition transformation system. So for as far as body composition, like, feeling comfortable in my own body is important. Like, when I sit down, I don't want the flabby belly rolls. That's very uncomfortable. I have flappy arms because of losing the weight. Going from 270 or so to 267, I was almost 300 pounds, down to, even the 160 I'm at now. That's a lot of weight. It was a few years. It's not like it happened overnight. It was a few years, but still, like, because of my age being early 50s, I'm 51, I don't have the skin elasticity that I did, and I don't do collagen because it's beef based. I do have a vegan collagen that I'm trying. But anyway, so I have some flabby areas, like, thighs and arms and belly. So body recomposition, arms, thighs, and belly. Though that's the area that I want to focus on. Okay, so that's my health. Now, longevity, that's interesting because that is definitely an area I hadn't thought of before. So basically, as a woman in her early 50s, wow, last fall, I talked about this a tiny bit before, but I really felt old. I felt weak. I feel weaker. I've always had arthritis since I was a baby in my hips. So I've had arthritis and fibromyalgia my whole entire life. So I am used to a certain level of pain, both in my muscles and my joints, but my left knee has been bothering me for a few months now. Like, when I squat down, and that hurts a little bit, and then when I get back up, it hurts a little bit. So for longevity, I want to slow down the onset of any other arthritis that I might get. Like, my hands are getting a little funky. I've had issues with my hands for the past couple years. I think I'm getting I don't think it's osteoarthritis. I think it actually might be psoriatic, because it gets red and swollen and like bulbous fingers. I don't know. They call them sausage fingers. Look it up. It's a real thing. It's very weird, where like the tips of your fingers get really big and red like sausages. It's so uncomfortable. It's so painful, but I get that sometimes. So for longevity, it's strengthening myself so that I don't get weaker and weaker and weaker. It's staving off any other arthritis that is coming on. Yeah, and basically, again, eating light, I feel like, to me, I equate health with not eating really heavy, not eating ultra processed foods, things like that. So my longevity goals are, I'm sure that includes strength training, which is why I go to the gym. Okay, so that also then leads into fitness goals, which is tied to my longevity. Build strength, and I want to be able to sustain that. So again, I feel myself getting weaker. So for my fitness goals, I want to be able to do 40 to 50 minutes of yoga, and about 40 to 50 minutes of weight training, like 4 times a week. What I do right now is 4 or 5 times a week. It kind of depends on my week, but I go to the gym, and again, depending on how much I've eaten, if I have a low calorie day, I only do like 20 minutes of yoga and 20 minutes of weights, that I can do. I'm overly in tune with my body. Don't worry about that. Again, if you know me, I am hyper aware of myself. So I can feel every fluctuation. The second I'm overdoing it, I know it, and I stop. And so that is one thing. I'm really good at listening to myself. I really listen to my body. We got that from our mom. Our mom taught us, whether she knows it or not. We've talked about this, and now she's like, I didn't mean to, but she taught us in a very positive way to be very aware of our body, that what we put in our body does affect us. And yeah, so she really taught us how to pay attention to ourselves and our bodies. So I've always had a lot of self-awareness. So that's one gift out of a million gifts that our parents have given us. Yeah, so, okay, to recap, because as usual, I'm going on long. So, barely done with the first chapter. Write down I would suggest everyone do this. So really take time to think about your health, fitness, and longevity goals, dreams, whichever. You need to have that end point in mind so that you know the path you need to take to get there. It's also good to have that marker. Like I know my weight, my goal weight. So I have a marker. Okay, I'm going to leave you. So do a little journaling on that. I'm going to leave you with this last thing that Maxim said. There's a section he talks about commitment over motivation. And I'm going to try to not make this very long. Maybe I'll talk about it more next time. Commitment over motivation. I said this a little earlier. I'm trying to restructure my brain, how I think about this health journey, so that it's not so fluctuating and I'm not so hard on myself. I need it to be more smooth. And it's all mindset, you guys. It is 100% mindset. So commitment over motivation. Motivation is emotion based. If I feel like going to the gym, I'll go to the gym and I'll enjoy it. The days that I don't feel like it and I still go, that's commitment, not motivation. So we need to have commitment to this. Motivation is wonderful, but within the first day or two, or if you're lucky within a month or two, you're going to lose your motivation. You're going to be like, you know what? This isn't fun anymore. This totally sucks. I'm so angry that I can't eat that cake. I'm so angry. I mean, if you're anything like me, and, motivation doesn't stick around. Motivation is not your friend. It's wonderful in the beginning, but you need to find your commitment to this, and I'm finding mine. Commitment removes how you feel about it. And to be honest with you, as such an emotional and moody person, knowing that I can take the emotion out of it is actually quite a relief. You guys, we don't have to be on that emotional roller coaster. We choose to be on that by letting it control us. You and I both, we need to find our commitment. So I am committed to this because of my health. I want to live a long life, and I want that long life to be healthy. There's some people that jokingly say, yes, maybe I'll live a couple extra years, but I really want to enjoy that burger and fries. And you know what? If that's your decision, that's awesome. That's totally fine. I'm never gonna say anything against that. But for myself, the quality of my years is just as important as the quantity. So I'm going to leave you with that. Remember, it's commitment over motivation. Motivation is not our friend long term. It's a fair weather friend or fair weather day friend. We need to be committed to this journey. And I recognize those days when I feel like going to the gym. Ooh, this is fun. I'm going to grab my yoga mat. Ooh, I'm really enjoying this. And then those days when I go and I have to trudge through it and my heart isn't in it. But you know what? Those are the days that I find my strength. Those are the days I'm committed. That's when I show myself what I truly am made of and how I'm in this for the long term. So, yeah. So, I mean, seriously, I got all of that out of maybe the half of the first chapter. So I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm very glad that this time around, losing the little bit of weight, that I am finding that my rigid brain at 51 is able to change. So yay, I thought I was stuck with this brain for the rest of my life. And my sister, if you're watching this, you're probably laughing because I do not have a bubblegum brain. I have an on and off switch in my brain. There's nothing bubblegum about it, but so anyways, okay, find your health, fitness, and longevity goals. Write them down. Start journaling, people. It is a really good tool. Then remember, we are committed to this. Remember, commitment over motivation. Okay. With that being said, I am going to stay committed to my goals, turn this camera off, and go to the gym and get my day started. Okay, guys, I'm feeling good. We can do this. Awesome. I will check in either tomorrow or the next day. Okay, see you later, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.